Ben Franklin was a world-class bullshitter. And that's one of the stories that Annalee Newitz talks about in her book, Stories Are Weapons: Psychological Warfare in the American Mind. This is an examination of the way in which um, stories and propaganda have been weaponized not only by the U.S., but by the U.S. against Americans. Much of the propaganda that when we think of propaganda, very often we think about Russia, China, really, or Nazi Germany, really obvious, like hit you over the head with it propaganda. But the truth is, the history of propaganda in the United States, whether it's being used against other countries or against its own citizens, is much, much more subtle. And that's why this book, Stories Are Weapons, was one of my favorite reads of 2025. I called it my favorite book of the year, that argued that Benjamin Franklin was the greatest American bullshitter. And the truth is, before the Revolutionary War, he does this. Like, he creates an entirely fake newspaper. Y'all pretend like fake news is new, but fake news is literally, like, our founders created the concept of fake news. Right, so this is a fantastic book. It's available in all the different formats. Of course, I read it on audiobook. I think I have it on Audible specifically. And it is in times kind of like, there's a lot of information in each of the chapters, so you may need to just take a break between the chapters a bit to kind of process some of what you're learning, because it really is completely reframing your whole sense of how things work. And one of the things that I think is most interesting about Newitz's argument is that she talks a lot about the relationship between American advertising and the American military, and how, like, they kind of learn from each other quite a bit. So sometimes some of the campaigns that we see, the disinformation, misinformation campaigns that we see, so often they resemble marketing campaigns, because sometimes those campaigns are actually taking their lessons from marketing, and sometimes marketing is actually taking its lessons from ideas that the U.S. military has put forth. The other thing that she talks a lot about is the impact of sci-fi, and the way that science fiction writers specifically helped further the American project in the 50s and 60s. It's really, really interesting, so definitely check it out.